Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Tonight's film is 1976's Kidnapped COED. 1976's Kidnapped COED, and this actually came on a double bill from Severance Films, Act Kidnapped COED Blu-ray with special edition. It also has a bonus film and also an amazing soundtrack for both films. But we're looking at 1976's Kidnapped COED with the tagline on the front, "He only wanted the ransom until he saw her." There's a poster once again. Beautiful artwork. This is the real deal, real artwork, unlike the movie posters of today. And here's the back. You get a couple screenshots there. And this is a film in this Blu-ray. Both of the films, Axe and Kidnapped COED, that we're looking at tonight, is these are films made by Frederick R. Friedel. Frederick R. Friedel. And I would say that his film Axe was pretty known, especially by being released from Something Weird Video some years back. But Kidnapped COED really is not a film that I was hearing at all about until this release. And what a pleasure it is to see it taken from the original camera negative, a film that was supposedly just not known. I never heard of it. And somewhat of a disastrous history with being lost, supposedly, or something. And here we do. Here we do. We have it right here. We have the negative, and it looks beautiful on Blu-ray, and it sounds amazing as well. Let's get into this film a little bit. Essentially, what we have here is we have a girl that gets kidnapped for her father's money. That is essentially the core summary plot of the film. And I never reveal anything about the films when I do these reviews, as you know. Never, as they say, spoilers or never, and I don't even give you pieces of information about the films. But this particular film is the journey, is the adventure, is the relationship as the girl is with her captor. And this is such a unique film, folks. This is, I mean, it's a film that has so many characters on the journey, and the weirdness and the darkness and the violence, and there is so much happening here that almost at times reminds me of, man, this must have been a film that Quentin Tarantino is into, when you look at Tarantino's films. So let's go into this film a little bit. Kidnapped COED, 1976. Let's start off with the music. The music is it's weird, awesome 70s music. Some weird guitar sounds, some weird kind of synthesizer sounds. Sorry, I have a lisp. And just some great 70s music. The movie starts off the title card with just kind of disturbing, slightly abrasive, slightly weird 70s instrumental music. And you'll also have some songs throughout the film that are playing, at the different locations, like some country music. That is almost a mix of emotions, almost lighthearted, but also rather surreal and weird at the same time. The locations in this film, supposedly it was filmed mostly in South Carolina, as I saw from the ending credits. And when you look at, basically country roads, country homes, a little bit of the city as well, but really regulated to the farmlands, to the country homes. I mentioned Tarantino, but it almost reminds me of the areas in Death Proof, for the last set of girls in the movie Death Proof. Just that type of. I thought it was actually California, but it's actually South Carolina. It looks like, stylistically, okay. I know this was a low-budget film, would be on the grindhouse market, drive-in market. They kind of called Frederick R. Friedel's films kind of grindhouse slash art house, and you can definitely see that stylistically. My gosh. I can't tell you the last time I saw a grindhouse film with so much sophisticated highbrow style. I couldn't believe some of the tracking shots here. I mean, it almost looked like Kubrick at times. There are these amazing kind of tracking slow shots that reminded me of Stanley Kubrick, The Shining, 2001 Space Odyssey. Just really, really interesting shots here. Very stylistic. The way he utilizes sound in the movie. There are these prolonged sections of silence or real sound in the environment that brings this incredible tension or this incredible kind of subversion and weirdness. Man, there is so much style here. Great shots, great overhead shots, as I said, great tracking shots, just really unbelievable cinematography, and the there are just some very, very interesting shots in here, even during the action sequences, and there are explosions of action in the film. This film is a film of sucker punches. It's a film of not knowing what the hell is going to happen next. It's a film where things keep unraveling and unraveling, and characters and twists and turns and darkness and a bit of lightness and amazing character development and acting, predominantly from the lead actor, the man who's kidnapping this girl. I gotta tell you, you can see his picture right here. And he's actually an axe also. What a fantastic non-verbal actor. What a fantastic verbal actor. Such life, such reality in his acting. Just wow. The characters that you meet along the way, things get weirder and weirder and weirder. And if you're a fan of 70s grindhouse films or exploitation films or even horror films, but definitely 70s and even sexploitation films. I reviewed a film on this YouTube page called Blue Summer some time ago. And the 70s was known, even Teenage Hitchhikers, the 70s was known for these kind of road adventure films where you keep meeting different characters along the way, and obviously the story is the characters along the way, and you can see a bit of that in this film, Kidnapped COED. The girl that plays the kidnapped one, she also has a very unique presence about her and acting style as well that just works. There is some there are very realistic and intriguing sequences in this film. I gotta tell you, this is a film that is very, very intriguing, and for clocking it at only 75 minutes, I was willing to sit there, and I wanted 5 hours more. I wanted to see what else was going to happen in the film. I wanted to stay with the characters in the film. This is a film that is just intriguing and captivating from beginning to end for me. I mean, it was unbelievable for a low-budget exploitation unknown film with a title Kidnapped COED, which I think also has an alternate title for the title card, the Kidnapped Lover, I believe. I mean, just utterly, to say entertaining is not doing it justice. It's captivating, and this is a film that has explosions of violence and even sexual violence. This is a film that has twists and turns within the explosions and sucker punches of the twists and turns of violence. In terms of the sexuality, when you look at the poster art for this film, you're thinking maybe there's going to be some, and there is, I mean, mostly in the darker realms of things. Now, there is no nudity in this film, but it's a film that you can tell the characters are naked, you're just not seeing it, but it's a film that definitely has a sexual presence about it. As I said, there is sexual violence in this film in a rather disturbing sequence, but there is also kind of just loving sex in the film as well that is also disturbing in some ways and would never be done today because of the context of the sex, even though there is love there, or or a dual desire for the sex. The sex itself, while there's no nudity, I would say it's pretty realistic with the humping and the thrusting, and you can kind of tell when characters have an orgasm. And there are two sex scenes, I believe, and both interesting. One extremely dark, but there is a sexual presence even about the girl who's kidnapped in her schoolgirl outfit in a way not quite as revealing as the poster art here, and she is a real redhead, very pale skin, with glasses, and you can there's just this. There's a presence about all the characters in this film, and there are going to be some characters that will dumbfound you, and there are some horrific sequences in this film that almost make you feel like you're watching a horror film, a 70s horror film. There's some very bizarre, horrific tension in this film. This is a film that I would say, especially just from the poster art and from the title of the film, you have no idea what you are in for here, folks. And it is truly a film that is guided by a captivating, weird, and very sincere and violent presence and real presence. This is a film that would never be made today in 2016 because there'd be protesters there, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you why, but it's because of the essence and the core of the storyline. This is 1976's Kidnapped COED. I gotta tell you, folks, 75 minutes and you want more, more, more. Wow, what a wild and what a film that goes well beyond its budget. I've seen films that have a high budget, of course, Hollywood big budget films that don't even come close. Don't even come close to the way that this film sucks you in and moves you around. 1976's Kidnapped COED, and this is actually put out by a company that I review a lot of their films for. Severin. There it is. Wait, I'm sorry. There it is. Severin Films. And I love Severin Films. They're probably one of my favorite distributors. And I mostly buy right from their website, but you can also get their stuff on Amazon, especially if you have Prime. There it is, folks. 1976's Kidnapped COED. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Thank you so much. And please feel free to check out my own personal films at youtube.com/poopydiarrhea. Thank you and good night.